Libra, your toxic love reading this week begins with power, invading, doubt, void, and envious. All right, that's the toxic energy here. So let's get right into your actual spread for this toxic love connection. In the center, we have a Three of Wands and a King of Cups waiting for information for you, Libra. Six of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, Two of Pentacles. Your person, Ace of Swords, Temperance energy, and Queen of Wands. Bottom of the deck is a Six of Cups. A lot of affection there, right? Six of Cups is a real loving connection here, right? Nevertheless, we have a lot of challenge. So at the center of your reading here, Libra, we've got Three of Wands covered by King of Cups. Feels to me, right, like there is, and I'm going to say, there is I feel like it's on your part, but your person is resonating with it a little bit too. There's a feeling of desperately wanting some information, being very, very sort of possessive, almost stalkerish, invading, right? That's the toxic energy. There's a Three of Wands here. So Libra, there is like a desperate desire for you to get information, to get more news, information about this person, about what's going on here with your person. We're going to get clarifiers, but that's at the heart of this toxic energy here, a feeling of, a power challenge, right? And this person perhaps cutting you off or not telling you what's happening with them, and you being desperate to sort of get that information, right? And going to extreme lengths to get it, right? You have Seven Wands over here, Two of Pentacles. You're juggling a lot, right? And the power dynamic here has shifted. I think at some point you probably had more control, you were in a position more of authority here and control in this connection, but somewhere along the line, something has happened that has caused you to sort of lose that, to doubt your position with this person. They're resonating with a lot of sort of swords energy here. So they're really embodying a lot of truth for themselves right now. Let's get some clarity. Wow. Five of Pentacles and a Hermit. So yeah, something has happened that's left you in the cold. Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Wands coming through. Yep. Yeah, something has left you absolutely in the cold here. There's a ghosting feeling. Wow, shadow energy and Page of Wands. So you're feeling extremely sort of, I'm going to say, cast out in a way, right? And you're absolutely willing to resort to all kinds of measures to get back in. Your person, wow, Ace of Swords, Page of Swords. Look at all this swords energy here. Your individual is doing well. Wow, and then all this Pentacles and Nine of Cups. They're very happy. Listen, this is definitely a reading, Libra. For one of you out there who has, listen, your person has left. They've left in such a fashion that there's a void. They've also resonated up. Right? They are on a path of doing extremely well physically, financially, right? They're manifesting their goals. They're doing really, really well. And they're doing it in such a way without you. They've left. They've cut the bonds with you. This is a whole new life that they have here. They're very happy with it. All right? Nine of Cups is coming. They're very happy with what they have, with where they're at. This may be somebody, this may be an ex or someone who is, I feel like Libra, this is someone that you've actually been broken up with for a little while, but something about what's happening with them right now is making you very envious. Very, very envious. And something about what's happening right now with them is cutting you off even more. So while I do think that this connection probably broke up a while ago, because here we have Five Pentacles, Hermit energy, you've been kind of dealing with being outcast by this person for quite some time already, Libra. They've already kind of turned their back on you. You've been frozen out for quite some time. You've been dealing with like really being on your own, Hermit energy. Some of you are dealing with Virgo energy. You may have it in your chart, Libra. But you're definitely already have kind of been on the outs here, but something about recently is really making you feel like it's like opening up the wound all over again. And I think the thing is they're doing so well. Queen of Pentacles, they're doing so well right now for themselves. And you maybe, it's almost as if, listen, it feels like you guys broke up, right? Quite a while ago, maybe even. You've already been on your own, but maybe you guys were still talking. Maybe you were still texting here and there and just keeping sort of civil communication. But now it's gotten to a point where something has occurred, it feels like to me, where they've completely shut down communication with you. And also, things are moving swiftly in their life. They have all this new swords. So they have a completely new outlook, Libra. Something has changed for them physically as well. For instance, some of you Libras are dealing with somebody who may have suddenly like gotten really, really healthy, or suddenly like resonated into a lifestyle that's completely different from where they were at before. They may have suddenly gotten really, really fit or really well. They suddenly look fantastic, whereas before maybe they weren't looking well, they weren't feeling well, their fitness wasn't great. They're mentally, right? It may be that they've resonated up mentally. They may have been in a fog for a while. They may have been even addicted. You may be dealing with somebody who is really kind of, as what I'm trying to get across here, this person may have really been in a space that was quite difficult, right? Difficult and not thriving, right? Or they had a difficult mindset. They may have been struggling with some demons, but they've dealt with that. And they're coming out with this strong, like, clarity. They have such clarity in their life. And it's like, for some of you Libras, this person has changed their whole lifestyle. And it's shocking to you, and you're envious, you're jealous, and you want to know more. You want to know what's going on. You're like, well, okay, what's going on with them? Because it's really attracting you, right? And also what's attracting you is the fact that they've kind of broken it off with you, right? They're happy as well. I feel like, when you guys first broke off, this person probably was still dealing with a lot of their own trauma, healing, their own toxicity, whatever it was. But they've really dealt with that, and you see that. And so now it's almost as if it's drawn you right back in. You resonate with Page of Wands and shadow side, which is the devil. Some of you really resort to some tactics to try to get information about this person, invading. Some of you may stalk. Ooh, stalking, really? I feel it here. Some of you may do it, because you just are like, you can't believe you can't believe that, damn, you're like, oh my God, they really got it together like that. Like, it was so, you were already kind of like dealing with the breakup, and it was like, all right, I guess, because they weren't, when somebody who isn't doing so great breaks up, or you guys break up, it's it may be painful, but it's not as painful as somebody who then all of a sudden like blows up. Their money is great, their body is great, their mind is great. Suddenly they're doing really, really well. That's always like a little pang, right? That's natural. It's natural for that to hurt the ego a little bit. But here it hurts the ego a lot. And you really, really put a lot in energy in here to try to get to them, or to try to figure out what's going on with them. You definitely, you're juggling a lot. Two of Pentacles, you're up to a lot of little tactics. You may be like trying to be around them, be around their neighborhood, be around their social scene. If you already share a certain social scene, you're going to try to be around them more often. Especially, as I say, for some of you, this person has really, it isn't even so much that they've cut you off to cut you off. The cutoff that they made was as a result of them changing their lives. So it's not meant in any kind of way to hurt you, or it's not meant to sort of get at you in any kind of way, Libra. It's not meant out of vengeance. It's coming very naturally out of the fact that they've changed their lifestyle. They've resonated up to a much better, like more in tune spiritually, mentally, physical lifestyle, that there just isn't any room for you in it. And that is even more, that's even more like, you're even more obsessed because you're like, oh my God, they're really doing good. Like they're really coming from a place that's not even like considering me in terms of trying to hurt me or anything. It's just a byproduct of them radiating so well. So this is difficult, and it's really throwing you off balance, Libra, because your balance. Sixes are about balance. You have Six of Pentacles here. This power dynamic, this physical imbalance here that you have with them is really difficult for you. And as I say, envy comes out. There's power issues invading. You really resort to, listen, watch out, okay? Because none of it's going to work. They're not coming back. They're very happy where they are. Let's get your animal spirits out real quick. Yeah. Libra cross watchers. Yeah, this is the effect you're having. If you're resonating with this reading, you're a cross watcher. Now, it could be vice versa. Libra, you may be on the other side. Remember, tarot readings can always be vice versa, and you're not going to resonate with with all of it. Some of you may not resonate with any of it, but if you do, you want to claim this reading, sound off in the comments. Golden egg fell out. And, or like and subscribe. That all helps me out. I appreciate that. Golden egg, ether, animal spirit, talking about the heart, following your heart. I want to say nurturing yourself, providing that warmth and strength. That's going to be needed. Because your heart is like, I don't know that your heart is hurting so much. I think this is very much a case of ego. Your ego is extremely, because I'm not sure that you ever expected this person to get themselves to this kind of level. You never saw this coming. And I guess you kind of made peace with the breakup because of that. But now that they're in this space, it's like too much. Lion energy, fire animal spirit. The lion is associated with self-mastery. This person is absolutely resonating with self-mastery. And the lion can come off very sort of snobby and prideful and haughty, but that's mostly because it's misunderstood. The lion, as I say, and this is how I described your person just a moment ago, the lion is so focused on mastering him or herself, mastering him or her emotions and character, their outlook, their focus, mastering their ability to stay strong in the face of doubt, mastering all of these personality characteristics to bring themselves to a place where they can be legitimately proud of who they are. They are so focused on that work that they just don't have time for anything that doesn't fit into that. They just don't have the time or the energy, and they just don't give it any look. So they look like they're looking past you because they're trying to look down on you or they're being too haughty, but that's not the case. They're looking past you because you simply do not fit into their picture. Because what? Because they're focused on a bigger goal. And that goal is the goal of self-mastery, right? And so they're a very misunderstood animal spirit. And let me tell you straight up, Libra, your person is resonating with that. And you're going to have to find your golden egg energy, heart chakra energy to not to be envious and certainly not to invade. All right, guys, this is your weekly toxic love reading, Libra. If you can sound off. If you want to like or hit that share button, all of that is great. And I really appreciate it when you do it. But for right now, I'm just going to thank you for joining me. This is Bow and Arrow Tarot, and I hope to see you guys all next week for your weekly toxic love tarot reading. Bye-bye now.